This is the most brutal opening I have ever seen so far. You can sacrifice a bishop while also taking a queen in just 7 moves. It starts with e4, trying to control the center on these two squares, and they go e5. We go bishop to c4 and develop our own piece of the bishop to sacrifice a bishop later on in the game. Most likely, people might take the pawn on a lower level on e4. When we take back the pawn on e5, other people actually go for the blunder move d5. This pawn is only being protected by one piece. We are attacking it by 2 pieces. So, we are just gonna take over here on d5. So folks, we are still targeting this pawn on f7. After that, they will go knight to c5. One of the most expected moves since we're attacking their knight over here. d5, and then we go and sacrifice the bishop on f7. This checks the king over here on e8, while also having the option to take and not to take. So folks, if they first take the bishop, we will take their queen on d8 because it is open to our queen. So folks, if they don't do that, instead go here, no problem. We're just gonna force him to take this bishop because we're attacking this king because it has no choice but to take this bishop on f7, and we will just take the queen anyway again on d8. They might not go d5. A lot of players here might be more advanced, would go bishop to c5, developing their own bishop while also trying to fork our queen and our rook. So to solve that, folks, we are gonna go and take the pawn on f7. We are consistently sacrificing our bishop on the same square because if they take back, we are gonna go queen to d5, a beautiful move. This is a fork to the knight and the king, and they have to go back somewhere, and if they go here, we'll just take the knight. And we are almost equal material. You can see that this king is so exposed that we can checkmate it very quickly later on in the game, and he can take advantage of it. Alright, we have talked about this line where they can take the pawn with the knight on e4. But folks, what if the other line happened? What if pawn to d4 happened? What are we gonna do is sacrifice yet again another pawn on e4 and gambit it. And if they go and take, they are falling for the trap. They get +1 pawn and we got full development. You can see that we are even attacking the knight, so he must move back. We are gonna go and develop another piece, and he's clearly falling behind in development. Now, you might say that they can attack our queen, but we are just gonna go queen to g4 over here, pitting it to the queen on d8, and that will be very useful because, as I can show you, if they go bishop to e7, we're gonna put pressure again with bishop to g5, and now we are attacking the knight twice. Most people here will try to attack the bishop, make it go away. If they attack our bishop, we will take their rook, and we're attacking the king. And so folks, if they move that, we're just gonna calmly castle because yet again, this is nothing. If they go castle with the king on g8 and the rook on f8, we are gonna go and take the pawn on h6, which attacks the pawn on g7. And if they take back, this is lost. You cannot go knight g4 from your opponent because this is a fork. You cannot take the queen because of this spin from the bishop. And so this is a fork from the king to the knight on g4, which is a, let's say, tactic. There's no doubt you can try this. They might go somewhere else being smart, h7, try to be passive, but we're just gonna go rook up with d5, and if they go for a random move, we are gonna go here, and black is just lost. I can see so many mates. According to the chess database, it's literally mate in 23 if white gets all the correct moves. So I will guarantee you, you will win this game afterwards. And believe it or not, this is very, very hard to stop. If they not choose to take the free pawn, they might go knight to c6, play passively, because they know this already. But folks, we're gonna go castle calmly. Why? And so if they go bishop to c5 and develop their own piece, we are gonna go pawn to e5 and attack their piece on f6. And so the knight has to go away. And so if that happens, we are gonna go pawn to c3, and that attacks the pawn on d. Now, believe it or not, we are attacking 3 different rays here. So they have no choice but to take. But something's wrong with that. Why is this the better move? Folks, there's a trap here. Because after the pawn c3 move, we are gonna check the king with a bishop sacrifice. And if they take the bishop on f7, we are gonna go queen to d5, check them again, and that is a fork to the bishop on c5. They go back, they cannot castle, they're exposed, we're gonna take the bishop. The most popular move, believe it or not, in the database, here is queen to e7, which is insane because they just blunder a pawn on c3. I don't know why. And so, folks, if they take back the pawn on e5, sure, it's a trade. What is this? This is a pin. Most popular move is trying to defend the knight with a pawn. But that fails to another response. Because we will go pawn to f4, attacking the knight on e5. They still cannot move the knight because of the pin. The majority in here will go knight to f3. They think that they're very, very sneaky. This is a check. We cannot take with a queen because this will happen. But the right move here is to take this. And what that does is protect the rook on e1. There's another piece that can block it, which is the bishop on e6. I know, this pawn is here. And now it attacks the bishop on e6. It cannot move because of the pin yet again. And so if they go here, queen to g5, attacking the king, which unbelievably is the most popular move. Trying to attack our king and trying to fork this pawn. Folks, the most popular move is a blunder. And I guarantee you will win this. Even if they don't blunder the queen. I mean, look at this spin. How will they get out of this? What if they play the correct moves, but actually they still fall for the same trap? I'll show you. Pawn to c6. Bishop to g5 is what we're gonna play. They're trying to play for this attack on the bishop on c4. They will unpin their knight. And so if they do that, we're just gonna castle. Why? Because we're anticipating this move. If we make a pin on e1 with a rook over here pinning the bishop, that protects the queen. And so that is a mischievous plan. Because some people actually take this and it's made in one. They cannot take. This is pin. And so this is protected. So folks, I have shown you mate in 10. Let's go to the other lines. In this move, folks, when we castle, they have another option. This is a free pawn. The plan has changed. The table has turned. We cannot take this pawn back on d4 like we did a while ago. What we're gonna do here, folks, is a very, very good solution. Rook to e1, pins the knight on e4, and tries to pin down the knight on e4. So, folks, if that happens, they will go pawn to d5, protecting their own knight, right? We're gonna take. Why? Because if they take back, I will guarantee you, this position will win you. They cannot take the knight because of this pin. They cannot take the knight with a pawn because of this pin, which is a free queen. If they do take the pawn, this is a attack, so they have no choice. The best move according to the computer is d7. And so we're gonna take back the queen, and we have the full advantage of this position. Look at our rooks, look at our queens. They're all in all open files, and so we're gonna win this game. We got the most development, and they're almost all of their pieces are on back rank. So we got nothing to worry here, and we're gonna win easily. And it's very, very hard to play for black because again, their pieces are in the back rank. And so that's why this gambit is effective. The bishop's opening, there's no doubt you can play it. I guess those are all the lines that I've analyzed in this opening. See you guys in the next video. And this bishop's opening, there's no doubt you can try it. Anyways, see you guys in the next video. Please subscribe and like if you want to motivate me to make more videos like this. And dislike if you don't. It's your choice. I mean, I don't control your mind. Anyways, see you guys in the next video. Peace out.